Hi guys! Again, this is Jester and you're watching the MTG Jester YouTube channel. So today, we will traverse again the memory lane and go to the time when some of the earliest commander decks have been born. Because in this video, we will open a Commander 2017 box. So as you can see in your screen, we have 3 boxes here. Unfortunately, it's not anymore the complete 4. So there's a story because of that. I would like to thank the one who provided me these boxes, but unfortunately I already forgot his name because these commander decks are almost 2 years staying at my home, no? When I was away, it was kept sealed. I forgot who is the one I had dealt with this one almost 2 years ago. Today, since we only have the 3 commander decks, we don't have the Arabo. So the story of that is the Arabo deck. When I first bought this complete set of the 2017 commanders, one of my friend, shout out to him, Chuck Kabiroy, asked me if he could buy the cat deck, which is held by Arabo. At that time, I was not thinking of opening or making an unboxing video, so I sold it to him. No, and until now, I think he is using that deck, and also me. Until now, I'm looking for that specific deck, which I just saw already costs more or almost triple the price that I have sold to him from way back. Then this box also almost costs now triple, so it's more than double the price from way back, no? So enough with the story. With these 3 commander decks or 2017 commander decks, we will make this video a 3-part video again, so 1 box in each video. And after opening one of these boxes, since it doesn't have also that surprise factor that we are saying always, we will open 1 pack from our box or any stash that we have here, no? So I think we ought to open the first one, the Grixis color, held by Inalia Archmage Ritualist, or the one they are calling Wizard deck. So we'll just set aside 2 of the box, then we can start the unboxing. So here we have in Arcane Wizardry deck, held by Inalia Archmage Ritualist, a legendary creature human wizard. So it says here in the other side, we'll just read some. So it says here, rally your forces, crush your enemies, choose your commander, and lead your tribe to triumph in this unique multiplayer Magic format. Discover the strength of kinship with decks that focus on tribal synergies and a sense of unity. So I think this is the some of the new cards in this deck. So we have a new card like Taigam CDC's Hand, so another version of Taigam, a Magus of the Mind, another version of a Magus, then Kindred Dominance, Cast Decent Mage, another legendary creature, then Meyer Seal, the Pretender. So the deck says here Arcane Wizardry. Inalia Archmage or Archmage Ritualist rather delves into arcane mysteries in pursuit of forbidden dark magic, gathering an inner circle of loyal acolytes to her cause. Inalia harnesses their collective power to extract the life force from her enemies. So 4 decks are in the Commander 2017. So we don't have the Feline Ferocity. So I already told you the story about that one. Then it says here the contents is a 100 card commander deck, the Precon, including 17 new magic cards. So it has 17 new, not like the commander decks that we are seeing today, that they only have I think 3 or 4 new cards in every deck. So it has also a foil oversize which already being removed from the commander decks today. Then a 10 double-sided token cards. Still, we have this one. then deck storage box, deck strategy insert, in a magic quick reference guide. So, or card. So, that is what we will expect to see inside the box. So, we can start now, no? So, later we will thank the one who provided us for the last pack that we will open after this one. So, we will just read, I think, the rares in this one, no? And, again, we will search our 5 words for this box. So, this is our oversized card. So, we will just read Inalia in here. So, at least in the small card or the normal card, we will not be reading her again. So, here it says, Inalia, Archmage Ritualist, a 5-2 cast 4-5 legendary creature, human wizard. So, 2 generic and 3 Grixis in combination set. So, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 black. So, it has the ability Eminence. So, Eminence is the ability during the Commander 2017. So, I think only 4 creature has Eminence ability, if I'm not mistaken. No, they didn't reprint yet the Eminence ability because, according to them, it's too powerful for the Commander format. So, here, the Eminence ability of Inalia is whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield or a non-token wizard enters the battlefield under our control. If Inalia Ritualist is in the command zone or on the battlefield, we may pay 1 generic mana. If we do, we create a token that's a copy of that wizard. Then the token gains haste and we exile it at the beginning of our next end step. So there we go. So next here, it has also the ability top 5 and top wizards we control, then target player will lose 7 life. So one of the powerful commanders during 2017 or Commander 2017 time. So, Inalia, Archmage, Ritualist. We will just put that one in the side, no? So, now we will check the contents of our card. So, this is, I think, is the reference or something pack. So, we will read something here. If it's we already know, we will not be reading it again. So, like this one, playing the deck or something like this. We will just wait for a while. So here, Commander multiplayer format, we will not focus anymore. So we will just read the one with the deck name. So Arcane Wizardry is the nickname. So playing the deck, the main commander of Arcane Wizardry is Inalia, Archmage Ritualist, a crafty wizard who excels at duplicity. This deck has many tricks and manipulates the graveyard to reuse both creatures and spells. So Inalia's primary role is to give you extra wizard for your synergistic effects and increase the benefit from creatures that have an ability when they enter the battlefield. So this deck is very good with creature or wizard creatures like do you call this one, that blue wizard creature that when it comes into play we can get a sorcery or instant card from our graveyard. So we will be able to copy that one and get, instead of 1 sorcery or instant, we can get 1 sorcery or instant and an additional one, no? Because of the token. It says here also, sequence your wizard so that you can get as much value out of Dissident Mage them as possible, no? And don't forget to attack with your free wizard guess. Dissident Mage is a powerful but fragile sorceress commander. Even if you can play her early in the game, you may want to wait until you cast a follow-up spell immediately or effectively protect her. As a commander, Seal the Pretender grows stronger over time. You may want to devise ways to him enter the battlefield multiple times to increase his abilities further and find cards whose abilities combine with each other in powerful ways. So we will also talk about the 2 additional commanders for the deck. They are also both Grixis in colors. So lastly, the wizard deck can be tricky to pilot as it wants to play a long game but has few ways to gain life. Make sure to protect yourself as it can be difficult to recover from a disadvantage. Accumulate resources in the early game and look for a combination of cards that provide engines to fuel your victory as the game progresses. So there you go. So here, some of stories or excerpt for our legendary creature. So first one here, it says the helm or the commander of the deck. So the captain of the deck he is Inalia, Archmage Ritualist. Inalia is a masterful wizard whose quest for power led her to probe the depths of the darkest sorcery. She concealed her arcane practice from the elders of her conclave, impressing them with her talent and working her way up to the position of Archmage, an ascent aided by the foreseeable removal of any who stood in her way. As Archmage, Inalia devised an inner council, ostensibly to protect the conclave from external threats, but in truth to act as a dark wizard circle where she could teach forbidden magic. Her machinations hint at her greater plan to augment her power and influence. So there you go, our boss of the deck. The next we have here, in some form, the magical energy known as mana exists on every plane of the multiverse, and with it, the mages who possess the ability to channel it into spellcasting. Those mages, beings of all races and backgrounds, are known as wizards. Wizards command much of the magic of the multiverse, but it is for each to decide to become a source of hope or a force of darkness. Says here, some wizards' thirst for knowledge leads to a simple amassing of power. So obsessed with her personal quest for knowledge was Azami, that she forsook her own mother for her studies. Her efforts, I think Azami is Lady of Scrolls from the Kamigawa Black. Her efforts earned her the position of head archivist at the greatest library on Kamigawa. So I'm correct, no? Granting her access to myriad spells of unimaginable power. Similarly, a wizard for whom time has no meaning, Arcanist. So I think Arcanist the Omnipotent. Spent lifetimes questing for power. His knowledge extends beyond his physical being into the mystical realms. Next we have here, it says here, others use their knowledge for good. The dragon wizard Nibmiset from Ravnica, of course, is one of the oldest wizards in the multiverse. His intelligence built over millennia of life in his greatest resource, and he shares his omniscience, omniscience, whatsoever you call it or pronounce it, with those who prove worthy to his extrasensory mind or fire mind. Kes home is, so that's Kes Dissident Mage, this is the one. Kes home is one of the few pockets of life remaining on the devastated shard world of Brixis. So Kes was from the Alara plane. She harvests Vis, a magical substance that holds small bits of precious life energy, in hopes that she can one day use it to restore what was lost. Other wizards are interested in the darker magical arts as a quest for power. Marchesa is from Paliano, no? She is, as the story progresses, Marchesa is already the queen. So Queen Marchesa has always been on the throne of the high city of Paliano. Her study of magical poisons aided her climb to power. She wears an ornate ring on each finger, each filled with a poison uniquely brewed for a particular target. Likewise, treacherous in one timeline on the world of Tarkir, Taigam. So Taigam is here. So I think Taigam from way back is from the Ojutai tribe. So now I don't know why he became from Silumgar. So to Sulumgar, I mean. Taigam is a dark wizard who betrayed his clan, so that's the reason, no? Defecting to the Sultai, where he's working his way up the ranks, ruthlessly seeking power to fulfill his selfish ambitions. So Taigam already has a new card here also. As a member, so he has already the mark of Silungar, so the tooth of the dragon here. So as a member of the Conclave of Mages and Dominaria, Mairsil. So this one is from Dominaria, so I don't know him really. It's not that familiar to me in the story. So Mairsil used forbidden magic to betray the Archmage Lord Ith. I think Lord Ith is the Lord High Arcanist, I think. Azorius colored wizard also. By imprisoning him in an enchanted cage, Mairsil installed himself as the first among the equals and imbued his life force into a magical ring. The Velalkan researcher Nin, so I think Nin is the pain artist, strives to understand how one acquires knowledge. Her work is aimed at expanding the intellectual capability or capacity of her subjects, though she recognizes that very few will survive the painful process of opening the mind. And Vela of the Night Clad, I think that we can see in Plain Chase. is a powerful sorceress who can summon the night with a soft whisper, talent that allows her to conceal her dark deeds in perpetual shadow. So, those are our wizards. So now we can venture into its deck. So here, as they said, we have the strategy insert or strategy card something. So before we open this one, I think we need to just arrange the box. At least you can have the space provided solely for our cards. There you go. So here it is. We have a 100, I think 100 numbered deck, no? See here. Again, Inalia Archmage Ritualist is here. So I already read it also our sleeves. So this, she will be directly put inside these sleeves, no? Before she with coil or curl, in that sense. So at least we already read her. We don't need to read her again, no? So next we have here the other commander or other Grixis commander of the deck. So Kes, the Dissident Mage. We already know some of her background. So now we will be able to read her own card. So Kes, Dissident Mage. Kes, Dissident Mage is a 4 to cast 3/4 legendary creature, human, wizard. And this will be also our first word, Dissident. So we can pay her by 1 generic and 1 set of Grixis colors. So 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 black mana. Says here, she has also flying, and during each of our turns, we may cast an instant or sorcery card from our graveyard. If a card was cast this way, would be put into your graveyard this turn, we need to exile it. So this then says here, loss has no meaning here. You cannot take from those who have nothing. So this is also our first word, Dissident. There you go. So she is our second commander or foil commander of the deck. So our third foil commander of the deck is another Grixis in color, Marcel the Pretender. So Marcel the Pretender is also a 4 to cast 4/4 legendary creature, human, wizard. So Marcel Pretender can be paid also same as Dissident Mage with 1 generic and 1 set of Grixis in color. So 3 mana, 1 black, 1 red, and 1 blue. Then it says here, when it enters the battlefield, we can exile an artifact or creature card. Then, card from our hand or graveyard and put a cage counter on it. Then, he has all the activated abilities of all cards we own that is exiled with cage counters on them. And we may activate each of those abilities only once each turn. So, this is a deck, or they already have the decks that focus in Marcel, like combo enabler deck. Like this. So, Marcel, a Pretender. I think the combo for this one is like a Necrotic Ooze and that Anthroplasm, one of the combo of the deck. No? Then also, Kes Dissident Mage has also a deck for her, dedicated for her also. So I saw them, but I'm not too sure if I will make a lot of Grixis colors, but I'm really interested in making a wizard centric deck because wizard is the second or my second favorite after the Bedalken tribe, but unfortunately we still don't have a Bedalken commander that could help a commander deck, no? So here we have some tokens. So we have a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 of a 2/2 black zombie token. I think this art was from the original Zendik. Then at the back we have the gold. This one I think also from the original Teros, the art of this one. So colorless gold. Next we have our common and uncommon, or I think mix already. The Curse of Opulence also will be our second word, so opulence. The Curse of Opulence is a 1 to cast enchantment or a curse. So can be paid only with 1 red mana. It can only enchant a player. Then whenever enchanted player is attacked, create a colorless artifact token named gold. The token has sacrifices artifact at 1 of any color to your mana pool. So it seems like the same with the treasure token, no? Then each opponent attacking that player does the same. So this one will make chaos in the battlefield also. It says here, jiggling coins beckon, many an eager hand. So this is our second word, opulence. Archaeomancer, this is the one I was telling about a while ago. So it will double the ability. Curse of Verbosity. And this will be our fourth word, Verbosity. So Curse of Verbosity is a 3 to cast enchantment or a curse. So 2 generic and 1 blue in mana. It has enchant player. Whenever enchanted players attack, draw a card. Each opponent attacking that player does the same. So it also enables our other opponents to draw cards. The same as us. No? Said here, idle chatter beckons many an attentive ear. So our fourth word, Curse of Verbosity. So we already have 4 words, I think, no? So one more word, and I think we will just look for that one in the pack. So here we will continue until we finish with the deck. Then we have our rare. Our first rare is Galecaster Colossus, a 7 to cast 5/6 creature giant wizard. So 5 generic and double blue. Says here, tap and untap wizard we control. We can return target non-permanent we don't control to its owner's hand. Then, ground bones, broken glass, and splintered shipwrecks make up the sands of his shores. We just move this one here, and I think that's better. Like this. Then we have our, I think this one is one of the new cards. So Magus of the Mind, 6 to cast 4/5 creature human wizard, 4 generic and a double blue. Says here we pay 1 black, or rather 1 blue, and tap this and sacrifice. Then we shuffle our library. Then exile the top X cards, where X is 1 plus the number of spells cast this turn. Until end of our turn, we may play cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So the mage or the wizard says here, I'll show you what you truly desire. I think this one is mind over matter. I'm not really sure. Or call to mind. Maybe call to mind for this one. Next we have a portal mage, a 3 to cast 2/2 creature human wizard, 2 generic and 1 blue that has flash. Then when it enters the battlefield during the declares attacker step, we may select which player or planeswalker target attacking creature is attacking. So we decide, no? There. But it cannot also attack its controller. Then our first black rare here is a Kindred Dominance, a 7 to cast sorcery, 5 generic and double black. Says here, choose a creature type, then we destroy all creatures that aren't of the chosen type. No? This one is really good also in Kaldheim because they have the shifter ability. No? In the end, the lights fade, the land withers, and only the dead and vile remain. Next we have here another wizard, a zombie one, Vindictive Lich, a 4 to cast 4/1 creature human wizard, 3 generic and 1 black. So when this dies, we can choose one or more of these abilities. So each mode must target a different player. So it does have 3 modes here. No, the first mode is target opponent, sacrifice a creature. Next mode is target opponent discards 2 cards. And lastly, target opponent loses 5 life. Heart, Mind, Soul, Weapons, All. So this one is really good also to be tokened by Inalia, because it will die and you will get the ability. So our first red rare here is a Izzet Chemister. So it will to cast 1/3 creature, goblin, wizard. So 3 generic and 1 red. So it has haste, and we pay 1 red and tap this. Exile target instant or sorcery card from our graveyard. Then we pay 2. So 1 generic and 1 red and tap this and sacrifice Izzet Chemister. Then we can cast any number of cards exiled with Izzet Chemister without paying their mana cost. No, this one is really good if we have powerful sorcery and instant in our graveyard. No, as long as we can keep it alive until we sacrifice it to its ability. So next we have a Shifting Shadow. It will to cast Enchantment Aura. So 2 generic and 1 red in mana. So it can only enchant a creature. Says here, enchanted creature has haste and at the beginning of our upkeep, destroy this creature. Then we reveal cards from the top of our library until we reveal a creature card. Then put that card onto the battlefield and attach Shifting Shadow to it. Then put all other cards revealed this way on the bottom of our library in a random order. So more like a polymorph. Next we have here our another legendary creature, a new one. So the next version of Taigam. So Taigam, see this is hand here. 5 to cast 3 for legendary creature, human wizard. So 4 generic and Dimir in colors, 1 blue and 1 black. So it says here we script our draw step. And at the beginning of our upkeep, we look at the top 3 cards of our library, then put up one of them to our hand and the rest into our graveyard. Then we pay 1 black and tap this and also exile X card from our graveyard. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. So equal to the cards that we exiled. Now we have a blue mythic here. We have Clone Legion. So 9 to cast sorcery spell. So 7 generic and a double blue. Says here for each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So we all double our creature. So if we have the ability like damage whenever a creature dies or draw something, even the legendary creature that being double is also a good addition, or it will not be like a disadvantage to us. It says here their lust for battle was so great that they didn't care their enemies were their own faces. Next we have a red mythic that is not like a mythic. So a Comet Storm. So an X spell with double red to cast in an instant. So it has the multi-kicker ability. The multi-kicker, 1 generic. So it says here you may pay an additional 1 generic any number of times as you may choose times you cast this spell. Okay. So it says here choose target creature or player. Then choose another target creature or player for each time Comet Storm was kicked. Comet Storm deals X damage to each of them. No? We have here Comet Storm. I think this one should be here. Then we have another zombie wizard, a Haven Gall Leech. So Haven Gall Leech is a 5 to cast 4/4 creature zombie wizard. 3 generic and in the mere set of colors. So 1 blue and 1 black. Says here pay 1 generic, you may cast target creature card in a graveyard this turn. So when you cast that card this turn, Haven Gall Leech gains all activated abilities of that card until end of turn. So fusing intelligence with the power of undead requires inspiration of the darkest kind. So Haven Gall Leech is really a good addition to this deck because at least we can recur our utility creatures, no? Even creatures of the opponents. So it's a mythic also. Next we have here a mythic legendary, a Marchesa the Black Rose. So Marchesa the Black Rose, this is the first version of Marchesa. She's already a queen in this time, no? So Marchesa the Black Rose is a 4 to cast 3/3 legendary creature, human wizard. So 1 generic and 1 set of the Grixis colors, 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 black. So it has the ability Dethrone. So the tone says here, whenever this creature attacks the player with the most life or tied for most life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And other creatures we control have dethroned. And whenever a creature we control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, we can return that card to the battlefield under our control at the beginning of the next end step, no? So that's our first mythic. So we continue with another legendary mythic, no? Also a multicolor. So Bella of the Nightclad. A 6 to cast 4/4 legendary creature, human wizard. So 4 generic and 1 Dimir set of color, 1 black and 1 blue. She has Intimidate. So Intimidate says here, this creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or creatures that shares a color with it. Okay, so more like fear also. So it has other creatures we control have Intimidate. So the other one gives the throne to other creature. This one gives Intimidate. Then whenever Bella the Nightclad or another creature control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. So Bella the Nightclad was first introduced, I think, in Plane Chase, especially that ninja deck. No, because her ability will trigger each time a creature is returned to our hand during ninjutsu triggers, no? So here we got Bella. Next we have a original art of Arcane the Omnipotent, no? Because the second art I think is from the duel deck. So Arcane the Omnipotent is a 6 to cast 3/4 legendary creature wizard only. So it doesn't have any creature other creature subtype. So 3 generic and triple in blue. So he has ability that says we tap him, so we can draw 3 cards, and has also the ability pay 4, so 2 generic and double blue, we can return him to our hand, no? Then he has journeyed where none have been before. Now he returns to ensure that none follow. There we go. Next we have here is Azami, Lady of Skulls, one of the wizards of Kamigawa Black. So Azami, Lady of Skulls is a 5 to cast 0/2 legendary creature, human wizard. So 2 generic and triple in blue. Says here, tap and untap wizard we control, we can draw a card. Then Lady Azami made her letter to Sensei Hisoka saying, choices belong to those with the luxuries of time and distance. We have neither. I recommend we proceed with the plan to destroy all shrines of the kami. So there we go. Next we have here another blue rare, a body double, a 5 to cast 0/0 creature, shapeshifter. So it says here, when it enters the battlefield, we may copy a creature card in a graveyard. Then the one who is saying here says, I am who I pretend to be. Next we have a Merfolk, a Harbinger of the Tides, a 2 to cast 2/2 creature Merfolk wizard. So it says here, we may cast Harbinger of Tides as though it had flash if we pay 2 more to cast 3, so 2 generic. So usually it already or only cost double blue, no? Then when it enters the battlefield, we can return target top creature an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Next we have a Polymorphous Jest. So I was called here. So 3 to cast, instant, 1 generic and a double blue mana. So until end of turn, each creature's target player controls loses all abilities and becomes a blue frog with base power and toughness 1/1. So Jalira, Master Polymorphous, you already have the card I think from Baskor set or Dominaria if I'm not mistaken. Says the flies were bothering me. Next we have Serendib Sorcerer. So Serendib Sorcerer is a 3 to cast 1/1 creature human wizard. So 1 generic and a double blue. Says we can tap him to target a creature other than him and make that base power and toughness into 0/2 until end of turn, no? Then the wizard says here, even a dragon is humble as a kitten if it thinks itself a slave. Next we have here a Spelltwine. So Spelltwine is a 6 to cast sorcery, 5 generic and 1 blue. Says, exile target instant or sorcery card from our graveyard and target instant or sorcery card from the opponent's graveyard. So we can copy those spells, then cast the copies if able without paying their mana cost. Then we exile Pt.1. Next we have here another wizard, Apprentice Necromancer. A 2 to cast 1/1 creature human wizard. So 1 generic and 1 black. Then says here, pay 1 black and tap this creature. Sacrifice this also to return target creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield. Then that creature gains haste. At the beginning of the next end step, we need to sacrifice that creature. So, a mage willing to dedicate his life to his craft. Next, we have a Decree of Pain, a 8 to cast sorcery, 6 generic and a double black. Says destroy all creatures, they cannot be generated or regenerated. Then draw a card for each creature destroyed this turn. So it has also the cycling ability. So 5. So 3 generic and double black to pay. Then we can discard this card to draw a card. Then when we cycle Decree of Pain, all creature get -2/-2 until end of turn. Next we have Magus of the Abyss. I think from the Abyss card. So 4 to cast, 4/3 creature human wizard. So 3 generic and 1 black. No? Says here at the beginning of each player's upkeep, we destroy target non-artifact creature that player controls of his or her choice, and it cannot be regenerated. Says here, he climbs a staircase of falling souls, fighting the continuous pull of the void. Next, we have Necromantic Selection, a 7 to cast sorcery spell, 4 generic and triple in black. So destroy all creatures, then return a creature card put into a graveyard in this way to the battlefield under our control. So it's a zombie, or a black zombie rather, in addition to its other colors and type. Then we need to exile Necromantic Selection. Says here, it shambled from the cloud of ash and bone dust, undeterred by his own extinction. There you go. Next we have a Puppeteer Click, a 5 to cast 3/2 creature Pharaoh Wizard, 3 generic and double black in the cost. So it has also flying, and whenever Puppeteer Click enters the battlefield, we need to put target creature card from our opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield under our control. Then it also gains haste, and at the beginning of our next end step, we need to exile it. Has the persist ability also. So persist says here, when this creature dies, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, we can return it to the battlefield with a minus counter on it. There you go. Next we have a red rare, a Chaos Warp. So it to cast instant. So it's not that powerful anymore today, no? Chaos Warp is a 3 to cast instant, 2 generic and 1 red. So it says here, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into his or her library. Then reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's a permanent card, he or she puts it onto the battlefield. So if you will target a commander with this one, they can, or the opponent or the controller of that commander can just choose to put it into the command zone. So it will also be a good spell for us, no, if we will target our own commander. Next we have here a Ethereum Horn Sorcerer. So a 6 to cast 3/6 artifact creature Minotaur Wizard. 4 generic and is it in color. 1 blue and 1 red. So it has the ability pay 3, 1 generic and is it in colors. Return Ethereum Horn Sorcerer to its owner's hand. And has the Cascade. So we will not delve into Cascade anymore because we already know this one, and it was already reprinted again in the Commander Legend sets. Next we have here a Memory Plunder, a 4 to cast instant, so in any combination of the dimmer colors, so either blue or black. And says here, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Then Grenk's Mero Cutthroat says, vengeance is the echo of the victim's own crime. Next we have Mercurial Chemister. So Mercurial Chemister is a 5 to cast 2/3 creature human wizard. So 3 generic and is it in colors, 1 blue and 1 red. Says here we pay 1 blue, we tap it to draw 2 cards, or we pay 1 red and tap it and discard a card. So it will deal damage to target creature equal to the discarded card's converted mana cost. What some see as distracted is really fathoming the unfathomable, says here. Then we have again a legendary creature, Nin the Pain Artist. So Nin the Pain Artist is a 2 to cast 1/1 legendary creature with Arcane Wizard. So can only paid with this set of EZ color. It also has the X ability, pay X and EZ combination and tap discard to deal X damage to target creature, and that creature's controller may draw X cards, no? So it will be also good to our creature, especially if our creature is indestructible one, no? Then Nin says here, your body is a delicate instrument that tells me truths. These devices help me tune that instrument. There we go, another legend. Next we have another wizard. This time is a dragon, no? Nimized the Farmite. He 6 to cast 4/4 legendary creature, dragon wizard. So 2 generic and 2 set of EZ in colors. He has also flying, and whenever we draw a card, he will deal 1 damage to target creature or player. And we can tap him to just draw a card. Next we have here a Shadow Mage Infiltrator, a 3 to cast 1/3 creature human wizard. So 1 generic and 1 set of Dimir color. It has also fear. So fear says here this creature can be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. And whenever it deals damage or combat damage to a player, we can draw a card. Next we have Silumgar's Command. So Silumgar's Command is a 5 to cast instant spell, 3 generic and 1 set of dimmer colors. We can choose 2 from its 4 modes. So first mode is counter target non-creature spell. Second, return target spell to its owner's hand. Third, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. And lastly, destroy target planeswalker. Next we have an artifact rare, Nivinaival's Disc. So Nivinaival is already being printed as a legendary creature in Commander Legends, no? So Nivinaival's Disc is a 4 to cast artifact, so can be paid with 4 generic colors or 4 generic mana. So it comes into play tap. Then if we pay 1 generic and pay this, or tap this rather, we can destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. So lands and planeswalker will only be the one remaining in the field. Next we have our non-basic land. So I think we already in our lands, no? So our non-basic land, or the first non-basic land we have, is Exotic Orchard. So Exotic Orchard is a land or non-basic land that taps for any color mana that a land an opponent controls could produce. So in this case, we're only prioritizing our weak 16 colors, no? Says Pulan, banned orc card is here. It was a strange morning. When we awoke, we found our trees transformed. We didn't know whether to water them or polish them. There you go. Then we have here a mystifying maze. So in non-basic land that says tap this to add 1 colorless mana to our mana pool and pay 4 generic and tap this land to exile target attacking creature an opponent controls. Then at the beginning of the next end step, we return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Then we have our basic islands. So additional to the 2, we still have here 8. So it will total into 20 islands. Then we have our basic swamps. 1, 2. We have 6 here, basic swamp. Then our basic mountains, we have 4 basic mountains. So they have, I think, 3 different arts each, no? Then again, we have our non-basic lands, but in this time is a common and uncommon pile, I think. So we have here Path of Ancestry, another command tower, of course, a Crumbling Necropolis for our Grixis na colors. Then we have a Bounce Land, a Dimir Aqueduct, a Dismal Backwater, a Evolving Wilds, a Grixis Panorama, of course. Then we have Izzet Boiler Works, another Bounce Land for the Izzet. Jawar Isle Refuge, Rakdos Carnarium, Swift Water Cliffs, Temple of the False God, Terramorphic, Expanse, Vivid Crag, Vivid Creek, and finally our last card, the Vivid Mars. So there guys, you saw the contents of our Arcane Wizardry Commander 2017 version. So now we will go here in our box to pick one pack. So I think we will pick this one. So we will open one Zendikar Rising Collector Booster Pack. So we would like again to thank Mr. Jonel Dumlao of Ordo Online Hobby and Card Shop for providing us this pack. This was also from the unboxing of a collector booster. So I bought one pack there also. So it has also my name here and the letter. So I think the first one, or I chose the letter A here. So either way, we'll just see what we got from this pack, no? Wait for the camera. There you go. This pack. I think the camera can capture this carton. So this carton contains our set booster or core set 2021 set other boxes. So it still have 4 boxes inside of this, just to help it be stable, no? Because I don't have a high stand of this phone tripod. So again, thank you to Mr. Donaldum now. So we will just peek into what is inside of our collector booster pack of Zendikar Rising, no? So here we have our usual common and uncommon foils. So we have Angel Heart Protector, a Synchronized Spellcraft. Then we have a Gnarlid Colony, a Cliff Haven, Kite Sail. Then we have a Spitfire Lagak, a Journey to Oblivion. Then we have a modal card, a Tangle Veil at the back of the Tangled Florahedron, no? Then we have our let's put this one in the other side. We have our foil forest in full art. Then here we have our showcase cards. So a showcase Kazandu Nectar Pot, a showcase, although this one is foil. So Spitfire Lagak is a non-foil showcase card. Then a showcase non-foil Territorial Sidecat. Then we have ourselves a Relic Robber in foil or first rare of the pack. Then we have a modal land. So our modal land is a Bright Line Pathway that can be also chosen as the Grimcline Pathway. So it's a good addition to our pathway lands that we are searching. So there you go. So Bright Line Pathway gives us white mana, while Grimcline Pathway gives us the, we call this one black mana. Next we have here Nahiris Lithoforming, and our final and fifth word Nahiris Lithoforming. So it's Lithoform, no? Lithoform, or I think this one is a root word, Litho. We will just search that one. So Lithoforming. So Nahiris Lithoforming, we have here extended art foil treatment. So it's a X-Spells with double red to cast a sorcery that says sacrifice X lands. Then for each land we sacrifice this way, we draw a card. So this is really good also for that Lord Windgrace deck, especially if the frog is already, the Great Rogue monster is already in play. So we will draw tons of cards. So then you may play X additional lands this turns. So says here, lands you control enter the battlefield tap this turn also. So So, this is our last fight. Na here is little for me. So guys, that ends our seeing of the first 2017 Commander deck. So we still have the second part in our third part. So we will meet the next Edgar, Markov, Papa Edgar, and the last one will be the Ord Dragon, no? So join me again on that.